So my name is April Rasho, or Tequila of the Rose City Rollers.
My name is Seduce or Destroy, and my real name is Juliet, but Seduce or Destroy, and I play for the High Rollers.
Fashion, I think a lot of people assume that we all wear fishnets, that we're always in really bright colors, and actually if you look around that probably is a little bit of the case. I personally wear a little bit of everything. When I come to practice, I'm coming here like I'm going to go paint or do housework. But it really depends, whatever you're most comfortable in, and less is more a lot of times in roller derby fashion, and a lot of do-it-yourself, showing your personality in whatever way that takes shape. Different colored clothing, different sorts of designs, whatever you want.
Typically I think fashion has a lot of different elements. I like a lot of different types of tights and fun stuff like that. Just things that are a little more cutting edge and fun. You know, we tend to wear like shorter skirts. It just depends on your personality. I usually wear like a little garter when we play roller derby that has the different card, the suit of cards, because that's our thing. But yeah, so it varies by the girl. So.
Take a hit. I personally like to not take a hit. I like to be faster than anyone else and get out of their way before they can even hit me at all. But if you have to take a hit, you want to be really sturdy and low on your skates, having a good skating form, and you want to push back a little bit so that you're not accepting all of the force but also hitting back with some force as well. And preferably you want to take out one of the opposing skaters with it.
I think when you're giving a hit, the number one thing is that I think of myself like a rock, like a boulder. So you want to be solid, but you also want to be agile. So you want to be able to get really low and be able to just, you know, use as much as your body force as possible to just knock into a girl, because your goal is to knock her down or at least really stop her in her tracks. So yeah.
Back in 2005, before there had ever been a game. Had I ever seen a game, I would have been terrified and probably wouldn't have joined, but I fortunately did. I remember peeking through the curtain at the Expo Center to a sold-out crowd of 3,000 people thinking, what did I get myself into? But I started because I was a competitive figure skater on ice skates, and I thought, I can do this roller derby thing, and I went and bought all the gear. I was pretty terrible at first, and my mom thought I was crazy, but you pick it up, you get coached, and here I am like 6 years later.
Well, I went to a bout, I guess it was like a little over 3.5 years ago, and I instantly was enamored with the sport. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the camaraderie of the girls, like being on a team. I loved that it was an alternative sport. It wasn't like anything else. And I loved how aggressive it was. It was a full contact sport for women, and you're on roller skates. And it just looked like great people and really great fun and strategy and aggression, and I loved all of it. And yeah, so I came and tried out.
Roller derby is, I always say that you'll see your grandma, a bunch of children, and a guy with a mohawk. You'll see a crazy assortment of fans, which I think is just as good of a show as the show itself. You'll see a lot of hard-hitting action, a lot of aggression with different women, especially the next game at the Coliseum is going to be pretty vicious because it's Seattle versus Portland. We've already faced them, some of us have already won, some have lost. We just really want to get back at them and win again if we can. So a lot of hard hits, a lot of good costumes and makeup, and a lot of interesting fans.
Well, they're in for a hell of a good time, number one. It's a lot of fun. The crowd is fun. We have fantastic fans, and the girls on skates are amazing. They're athletes, they're fantastic women, so you can expect a really exciting night. You have a lot of hard-hitting fun. you have strategy, you have just a sport that's unlike anything else. So I think that that's really fun to see. And then you have an after party at the end. So it's a nice evening for sure.
Of roller derby is actually quite interesting. It started in the Great Depression as an endurance race where people would skate for long amounts of time to win like $50 or maybe even less. It was a very small amount of money, but a very big amount in the Great Depression. As they started skating around and around, they found that the audience that was there to watch really liked it when people would hit someone out of the way. And there it became roller derby. It became a hitting sport of skating around. Now there's evolved a lot of rules. In the 1970s, it became kind of like a pro wrestling sort of thing where there were staged fights and staged winners. Men and women skated. It was on a banked track, which is a lot different than you'll see now. We're in a flat track league. We're a founding member of the Women's Flat Track Derby Association, the WFTDA. So most leagues in the nation are flat. That's mostly for logistics. We can't really build a bank track and move it around and have seating for all of it. And it's just a different rules, different skill set. So the evolution started from the Great Depression, went to the 70s, and then there was a resurgence in the early 2000s. Kind of in Texas and Portland, joined the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association then. And it became this really giant sport. And Portland actually has the largest league in the world.
So come check out the Rose City Rollers.
April 23rd at the Memorial Coliseum. 5:45.
Really dork.